Morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you are listening to today's Life After Hurt podcast with yours truly, Nicole and Sweeney. Guys, we are on episode number 21. I can't believe it. We have been doing this for 21 weeks, and you guys have been riding with me all this time. I thank you so much. Before I get started, I want to give my sister Shakira a shout out because she made me this really cute shirt that says blessed. And I just love it because we are all blessed in some form of fashion. So if you want to go purchase your shirt that says blessed, make sure you visit her website at kamaricouture.com. I will leave it in the description box so that you can go online and purchase your blessed shirt. So again, I thank you guys for tuning in. I want to shout out some new listeners who just joined me on this journey. And I thank you guys again so much for tuning in. So I want to give a shout out to Indiana. Shout out to whoever's listening to in Indiana, the Philippines. Guys, thank you so much for listening. I appreciate it so much. Hopefully I can visit the Philippines sometime soon. Of course, my ride or dies, France, Germany, thank y'all so much for tuning in week after week after week. I want to shout out Shaw, Washington. Wherever you at in Shaw, Washington, thank you so much for listening. And last but not least, Florida. So thank you all for just tuning in and hearing and listening to my story. So today's podcast episode is entitled, guess what, y'all? Everything happens for a reason. I truly believe that everything we go through in life happens for a reason. And for the story of Journey and the Black family, they have been going through trials and tribulation after trial and tribulation. And in today's podcast episode, they are in a space where they are very hurt and disappointed from what happened previously. Now, if you don't know what happened previously, you got to go back and check out chapter 20. Okay, so make sure you do that if you haven't done so. So what ends up happening is they still are staying with Grandpa Joseph Sr., Great Grandma J, and Auntie V. Papa Black goes back to work. So they are still in the midst of their trying situation. And guess what? They have to keep going on with life. Sometimes that can be hard. And it was very hard for the Black family. So Papa Black gets off of work. He ends up sitting down with Mama Black and Grandpa Joseph, Great Grandma Jay, and Auntie V, so that they can come up with a plan on how to find some type of housing for the family. So they brainstorm, they get together, and they decide that Saturday morning, they are going to go to the Hopeville Housing Authority so that they can find out what programs are available so that they can find a home. So they go to the Hopeville Housing Authority early Saturday morning. They walk into this big, tall building. They go to the floor where they have all these programs for families who are in need. And they sign in, and a young lady comes into the main entrance area and looks at the clipboard, and she calls Mama and Papa Black's name. Miss Vera was 4'11". She had ebony brown, beautiful skin. She had a short tapered haircut, and she wore bifocals. She was a beautiful woman. So Miss Vera calls Mama and Papa Black name, and Mama and Papa Black, they get up and they walk to Miss Vera's office. as they sit down and begin to discuss some of the things that they're going through, and Miss Vera immediately connects with Mama and Papa Black. Mama Black goes into detail about everything that they've been going through, how they lost their house in a fire, how they've had to live with 3 of their relatives, even how Mr. Jafari stole money from them. Mama explained all of that to Miss Vera. And it was a tough situation because Mama Black cried the entire time as she shared her story. So Miss Vera immediately connects with Mama and Papa Black, and something in her prompts her to expedite the application process. Have you guys ever been in a season where you were waiting and things weren't going too well, things weren't looking too well, everything was working against you and not for you? Well, that's exactly how the Black family felt. They felt like everything was working against them, especially when they lost the deposit that they had been saving for such a long time to get housing. So Ms. Vera goes and shares with Mama and Papa Black that she will expedite their application process so that they can receive Section 8 benefits. So Mama and Papa Black were beyond excited, beyond grateful, beyond hopeful, because everything that happened that led up to that point was nothing but devastation. But in that one moment, God turned everything around. That's how God operates. When God has something for you, He will not hold it up. It will work out just when you need it to. It will work out at the appropriate time. And so Mama and Papa Black walked out of the Hopeville Housing Authority building with no money, but they were able to begin to start looking for housing. So that means their application was approved, and all they needed to do was go and look for a house to live in for their family. How amazing was that? All of that time, all of that heartache, all of that trouble, trials, and tribulations that they went through, finally they were able to see the rainbow. And I want to encourage each of you to keep that in mind. And I want to share with you today's affirmation. And that is, waiting is all God requires us to do. God will work it out and take care of it all. Let me repeat that again for you. Waiting is all God requires for us to do. God will take care of the rest. So, whatever it is that you're going through life, don't get ahead of yourself. Don't haste. Don't try to squander and think you have to do all of this to make God's promises come true, because God's promises are up to Him to fulfill. And all we have to do is wait and be patient and obedient and trust that God is going to do it. Thank you guys so much again for tuning in. Make sure you join me next week so you can find out what happens. Episode number 22. And remember that God is so very proud of you. All right, guys, have a great day, whatever time you're listening to this podcast episode, and be blessed and stay encouraged. I'll see you guys next week. Take care. Bye.